From a save so crazy it racked up over 50 million views on YouTube, to a save that turned one guy into a legend. These are the 7 craziest saves in football history. And first up, Manuel Neuer stunned the entire world with a save straight out of an action movie set. In 2017, Bayern Munich was up against Real Madrid in the Champions League semi-finals, and for Cristiano Ronaldo, it was another chance to add to his Champions League goals record.
I always give the answer in the pitch.
But he knew it wasn't going to be easy, because this time, he was up against one of the best goalies in the world, Manuel Neuer. Just before Ronaldo and his team could settle early on, Bayern took the lead, until Ronaldo hit the gas and leveled the match. There was so much back and forth that no one could even dare to leave with 15 minutes left, and after some neat play in the box, Benzema was able to get a pass on to Ronaldo, and just as he turned, the entire world knew what was coming next, because once the shot left his foot, it looked like a missile head into the bottom left corner. Except Manuel Neuer had other ideas. Whoa, it gets even better in slow-mo. Look at Ronaldo's face, man. He was stunned. That save from Neuer was jaw-dropping, and after the game, Ronaldo was even heard telling his teammates that he thought it was incredible. But you see, Neuer ain't the only German pulling off bad stops on this list, because another goalie from Germany was turning heads with incredible saves, and a few weeks later, he dropped the 2015 save of the season. Barcelona was facing Bayern Munich in the 2015 Champions League semi-finals, and you just knew both legs were bound to be epic. Barca won the first leg 3-0 after Messi had Boateng on roller skates at Camp Nou. But even with a lead like that, they knew it wasn't over yet, because Bayern is a different animal at home. So coming into the second leg, the Barca coach Luis Enrique drilled his team on what to expect, and pretty soon, it was wave after wave of Bayern attack. And these dudes weren't slowing down at all. Once Bayern took the lead, some of the Barca players began to panic, until Neymar bagged a brace to calm things down for a sec. But Bayern picked up the rhythm again, and this time they came back louder than ever. They were loading the Barca with shots until they finally decided to break, and just like that, Lewandowski found himself in the penalty box alone with Ter Stegen. All he had to do was score to get Bayern level in the match and give him a bit of hope. So he hit this one with everything he had, but Ter Stegen wasn't going to let it in that easy, and that's when he produced a moment so stunning, it earned him the save of the season. I mean, the first save was great, but the second one to claw it off the line was incredible stuff. Ter Stegen's save helped Barca escape with a win on aggregate, and to be honest, no one was going to see anything better than that all season. This save earned him an award, but the next time Ter Stegen was in the spotlight again, he pulled another brilliant save that got him a whooping 50 million YouTube views and a new nickname. This time it was Barca vs Sevilla in La Liga, and Ter Stegen was now staking his claim to be one of the best goalies in the world. See guys, when he made the save against Lewandowski and Bayern, he was the Barca number 2, the backup goalie. So he only got to play in the Champions League or Cup competitions, but right after that, the coach decided to trust him by handing him the number 1 jersey, and Ter Stegen hit a whole new level. Everyone expected Barca to win this one easily, so once they went 2-0 up, it looked like it was game over. But Sevilla wasn't going to back down without a fight. They began to create opportunities, and that's when they realized Barca had a weakness in dealing with crosses into the penalty area. So they kept loading them in, and a couple of minutes later, they found the perfect opportunity to bring themselves right back into the game. Another cross into the box, and this time, it was Andre Silva on the end of it. Once he timed his leap to perfection, he knew all he had to do was angle the ball and aim for the top tins. But what he didn't know was that Ter Stegen was reading his mind, and that's when he channeled his inner superpowers. Watching that in slow-mo is the most satisfying thing you're gonna see all day. That save was so crazy it had over 50 million views on YouTube, and people started calling him the Cat. I mean, look at that leap. It was measured to be 1.98 meters, meaning the dude was 6 feet 5 inches in the air. Ter Stegen and Ja Morant on the same NBA isn't looking like such a bad idea after all. But you see guys, Ter Stegen still had the same energy to take another save once this stunning one hit the ground, and it even earned him an ovation from the new camp. Messi won the Man of the Match award, but after seeing this save from Ter Stegen, he wanted to give the award to him, but Ter Stegen was feeling confident enough to ask him for something else. I want the link to Mr. Football's YouTube channel, and show me how to subscribe. Whoa, now Messi could have said no, but he knew Ter Stegen deserved it, so he gave it to him, and even showed him how to subscribe. You can't beat that. The last time I saw a save that crazy was back in 2001, when David Seaman had 70,000 people struggling to understand what they'd just seen. Arsenal vs Sheffield United in the FA Cup semi-final, and for David Seaman, this one was bound to be special. See, at 39, he was making his 1,000th career appearance in front of 70,000 people at Old Trafford, and he knew that he was at the end of his career and wanted to at least go out in style, but at least reach the final. But he and the Arsenal team had to beat Sheffield first. It looked easy on paper, but as the game progressed, Arsenal was struggling to hang on. The Sheffield team kept piling waves of attacks into the Arsenal area until they got a corner, and once it wasn't dealt with properly, Sheffield striker Paul Pescinlilo was virtually facing an empty goal man, because he was so close to the post that all he needed was any type of connection with the ball and Sheffield would be up 1-0. And right after getting his head into it, some Sheffield fans, heck, even some of his teammates, were already applauding the goal. But David Seaman saved the best moment of his career for one epic moment. Nah, the human body isn't supposed to bend like that. What a save, and he was 39. This save proved to be the difference between Arsenal would later go on to win the game 1-0, reach the final, and win the FA Cup. Seaman retired 6 months later, and when asked about the best save of his career, he had only one answer. I was fortunate enough to make 1 or 2 important penalty saves, but from open play, this one was the best. I thought it was in, to be honest. I just flung my arm and tried to get something on it. Actually, dude, we all thought it was in. Just like we all thought James Maddison had hit an inch-perfect free kick for Leicester City, but another Arsenal goalie and was pulling the incredible off. Leicester City vs Arsenal in 2021, and for Arsenal, it was the big test for their new goalie Aaron Ramsdale. Arsenal had signed Ramsdale from relegated Bournemouth, but it wasn't your typical new signing because Ramsdale received so much backlash he had to go off social media. Still, the Arsenal coach Arteta was backing his new goalie to make the saves, and he was soon about to be proved right, because after Arsenal went up 1-0, Leicester had a free kick at the edge, and the Arsenal fans were all nervous about this one because James Maddison knows how to hit a dead ball. Maddison took the shot, and once it went over the wall, even the commentators thought it had gone it. But it was just like Seaman in 2001. This Arsenal goalie had his reflexes on point and stunned the entire world with not 1, but 2 epic saves in 3 seconds. The first save, out of this world. The second, completely incredible. Now that's how you shut up your critics. Ramsdale's save was so impressive, he even had the legendary Peter Schmeichel saying it was the best save he had seen in years. Pretty sure the last time Schmeichel saw something that crazy was when Rene Higuita pulled off the ultimate goalkeeping trick from his playbook. In his active career, Rene Higuita was the guy. First off, he had amazing hair, and second, he was an extremely talented goalie. But you see guys, there's one moment in Rene's career that stands out because it turned him into a living legend. England was facing Colombia in 1995, and as the game went on, Jamie Redknapp floated the ball into the penalty area. Now, Higuita could have caught it with his hands, but he chose this moment to show the entire world the skill he'd been practicing in secret for months, and his agility was completely stunning. He legit pulled off a scorpion kick save against England. The balls on this guy. But as crazy as Rene's save is, it still has to come in at number 2, because number 1 was literally voted as the greatest save of the century. The 1970 World Cup quarterfinal. Brazil had Pelé on the team, meaning that it was all set to be a thriller. A few minutes before the end of the first half, Jairzinho whipped in a cross in the England box, and once Pelé timed his header to perfection, he legit thought he had scored, because instead of heading it straight into the net, he headed it down the turf, so the ball bounced up and became difficult for the goalie to reach. But Gordon Banks had read the situation and pulled off the greatest save in football history. What a save. Pelé and Banks later had tea in London, and all Pelé could talk about was the save. I'm not so sure if Banks would have been able to pull off that save in the modern game, because the new FIFA balls are kinda different from back then. They've even got new tech that's changing the game. Click the next video to find out.